Swing Arm Nation, James. Swing Arm Nation.
Jimmy Owens said, went to the hot dog stand the other night. That's a famous CJ saying, right?
Yes, sir.
Just go to the hot dog stand.
Long live CJ,
Absolutely.
and especially his innovativeness. With
His grandson's here, Justin Shaw. Super Eat Solutions there. So in Whiteland, Indiana. The old Rayburn shop.
Keeping the old Rayburn name out there. Well, bloodline for sure. But as James was stating, we were looking at 25K to get you one of these Sharpman late models built. They're micro sprint inspired scale dirt late models. They utilize the GS XR 600 engine, which is basically a micro sprint style suspension with corner speed surpassing that of a 602 late model. They are manufactured right here in Georgia by Sharp Manufacturing. Very strong relationship with Mike Dicely and Hyper Racing. And all the boats and good stuff there.
Crap. I left about 3 feet of a freaking stump on the ground there.
That run across Georgia, Kentucky. And the age range of this division, James, 10 to 74.
I love it. 10 to 74.
Various racing backgrounds. We got a couple of two-wheel buddies, a couple of drag racing buddies.
How about the Black 3, my friend?
Yes, sir. That'll be Cole McKeenan of Winder, Georgia. And the Dale Earnhardt Goodwrench tribute machine. Looks good. Looks real good. I hope people understand that these guys have actually ran faster lap times than that of our enduro class and actually about beating the 602 division right now here in the qualifying.
Yeah, I was overlooking at them earlier, and they're well-built machines, no doubt about it.
They are.
A
couple of them hit. There's that Brandon Shepard Gateway Dirt Nationals inspired machine. He's 10 years old, James. He's 10.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's something. That's Camden Harp of Portal, Georgia. Huge Sheppy fan. Only 10. Wow. I think at 10 years old, I was still trying. I was. Geez, I don't even know what was going on at 10.
That's a long time ago, right?
Yeah. Mine's getting a little foggy now, James.
Who's in the 18 car?
Number 18 machine. That'll be Chris Nation of Commerce, Georgia.
You know, he put some flames on that 18. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now. How about Scott Bloomquist? He's got to have a pretty decent schedule here coming up this year.
I have seen
March, I think he's starting out. He's going to be all over the place. Several Lucas Oil races on his schedule.
That's glad to see. I think he wanted to kick off at formerly known as Friendship Speedway, Elkin, North Carolina. I think Ocean Motorsports Park. But that could change. You never know.
You never know.
Bloomquist shows up when Bloomquist is ready. So I think this is our final group of Sharp Mini late models hitting the speedway before we go into our openings. Ooh.
Wow.
Look at the reflexes of these.
Who's in the 79? That's not Donald McIntosh.
No, sir.
Holy cow.
Oh, man. It's just
throwing elbows
practice,
in hot lap qualifying.
Elbows, dropping them like Ric Flair with 2 claps and a Ric Flair woo. That's Mike Crosby of Savannah, Georgia, in that black 79 machine. Definitely letting his presence known here in our Sharp Mini late model division. Actually, just put down a pretty good lap. That's putting him
Is he the 74-year-old?
Quick on the board.
He's not 74.
No, but he's a little younger than that one.
Get off my lawn, kids.
Oh, I can't wait to be that guy when I'm a little more further in age. Oh, Lord. But, yes, we're right there. I think that one more group.
I wonder if you get paid more money for longer lengths of wood.
I still think
don't know. Me neither.
Out there. Now, your
This
fans
thing
got
will
nice
cut them up to
codes.
20 meters.
I can't flex, but I think once I get all this jungle up here put in line, we can have a fade off. Here we go. Final group. Oh, and the caution is out. We got one around there at the bottom of 1 and 2, turning it back around. All right, he's going to make the hard right turn into the pit area. So we'll get this final group up and out and around the speedway. Shout out to Dustin Jarrett. Hope you feel better, my friend. I know you're still battling side effects of an illness, and we're definitely thinking about you through all this. But concentrating on the action out here, Tim McKeenan of Savannah, Georgia, is in that beautiful blue and yellow 21M. Excuse me, blue and silver 21M. Charles Anderson of Lexington, South Carolina, piloting the number 24 machine. All these guys are basically qualifying from 6 on back to set their field as it'll be coming out later on here in the program. Thank you to all the wonderful race fans that have stuck it out and watching with us here on Flow Racing here this evening. This stellar crowd that is in the building. Checker flag coming out as we bring our Sharp Mini Lake Model preliminary action to a halt.
Do we have a fast qualifier in that group, or do we?
It's
missing data. First and second here tonight. All right. Well, thank you, Dwayne. I think that will do it for all of our hot lap qualifying for everyone. Coming up next, we'll have our
Okay, I'm back to
the Super Bowl race.
back to full-time farming for a while.
All right.
Had enough of the streaming bullshit for right now.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Here on MAP TV on Flow Racing, we'll be right back.
ARP manufactures the all fasteners from the best raw materials using cold forged technology. Family owned and made in the USA. Quality always comes first. For whatever extreme category you're in, it's always ARP-bolts.com.
New 2023 F-150s at up to $13,000 off? You bet. During Branded Ford's Ultimate 2023 Model Year Closeout. Hundreds of F-150s at up to $13,000 off. Get special APRs like 1.9% for 72 months. Super sale volume pricing is back, baby. 90 full-size Broncos reduced to as little as $45,999. New 2023 Edges with 0% for 60 months. We're doing whatever it takes during the Ultimate 2023 Model Year Closeout at Branded Ford and BrandedFord.com.
Here at Tuners Inc., we see cars come in with 80 horsepower all the way up to 1,500 horsepower. The goal of almost every customer in here is to pick up performance in the vehicle. They want to gain horsepower, they want to gain torque. What we have found with E3 spark plug is the quality of the plug and the way it's built. E3s are a performance plug that's going to last longer.
E3
All kinds of wood.
I see that.
More power and better fuel efficiency.
E3 spark plugs. What are you running?
If I can get it to not keep from turning over when it comes out of the pits or the woods.
Maximum clamping force and performance.
Is it the truck or the? It must be the truck.
Yeah, the truck's not stable enough to hold this much wood.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Racing, circle track, drag racing, drifting, or monster jam. Find it all at the University of North.
One of the trailers we can, not the trailer, but one of the backs we can buy for that truck is like a service thing.
Yeah.
So instead of buying the trailer, we can just put the back on that service back on that truck.
There's a service trailer in the used store right now.
Yeah, no, I saw that. But I figure since we've already bought the truck.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's a lot easier, faster to maneuver.
Yes, that too.
The truck.
Alright, I'm heading back up to the lumber yard.
And by Lucas
Okay.
Oil, keep that engine alive. Welcome back to the General Tire Super Bowl racing here tonight at Golden Isle Speedway. An excellent crowd on in there tonight. Night number 3 And last
No.
night,
Ooh, that was close.
Made up. And again, we'll be back here towards the end of March. We'll tell you on the end of February, rather, with the High Limit Sprint Car Series. And we'll give you more details on that later. Coming up, we'll have our pre-race ceremonies. All right. So we'll be ready to go here. 6 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series C races will follow our pre-race. If everyone will please rise, remove your caps. Mr. Dwayne Keith with our invocation here tonight at Golden Isles.
We ask for you to please rise. And we respectfully ask for you to remove any caps, any type of headwear, do-rags of the sort. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to come again under your presence, Lord God. Lord God, we're asking you to keep your hands wrapped around all of our drivers, fans, and crews. There are many dangers that we may not know of that can come upon us, and with your guided light and your helping hand, you would keep us safe from harm, Lord God. Lord God, thank you for providing a great atmosphere for all of us to be able to come together under your presence to celebrate and fellowship.
See, now there's some of these other trailer backs
Lord God, we ask you to please keep
that I saw
those that are going through a storm, trying
for
to
like
scale a mountain,
wood and
that
stuff.
with your help, they will be
And there's an Amazon one.
and what that you have for destined for
A
them to be.
T-Pack you,
For those that
but
have not
I
had the
don't know
opportunity to
what
know you, that you will
fucking
come upon
bloody
them in
goes
the mighty
on.
way, that they will cry out your name.
Oh, it's not even a
and
mod.
acknowledge you as our Lord and
Huh,
Savior.
okay.
And all these things be done in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by House Announcer Mr. Mike Foreman.
Yeah, right here. This litter TLX Logger X2, but because I bought this one first, but it's much bigger, and I don't know what truck it bloody goes on. I couldn't find it.
Anything bigger than this is going to have to go on a semi.
Oh yeah. No, I mean like the back,
Oh, yeah.
but
Probably in that universal tank pack.
okay, yeah. Oh, maybe, yeah. That's maybe. Is that a? But that's a man. It's TGS. Blah blah blah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Don't tip over.
I didn't tip over, but I surely did jackknife.
Yeah, no, it's not in there. It's not in trucks.
It's not for this truck, is it?
No, I tried it. It is not. No. Yeah, I don't know. It's not in It's not in cars. It's not in miscellaneous. Like, I don't know what TLX truck it goes on.
I think this truck I'm driving is a TLX truck.
It is, but the back that I saw, like, there's a lot of backs for that truck. Like, we owned one. That was the very first load we took with the little flatbed on the back. That was just one of the backs you could buy.
Right.
But there's a bigger truck that these other backs that I found are supposed to go on.
James, who's starting on the front row of this one?
And I no fucking clue where it is. If we even have it, I don't know. It could have just been part of the mod. Well, it was part of the mod.
There's $43,000 worth of wood.
Right on. Look at that, up to 1.4 million again. Sweet. Gotta like that.
Dale McDowell out of Chickamauga, Georgia, in the 17M, and to his outside, the 2022 O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year from Las Cruces, New Mexico, Garrett Alberson, and car 58.
Cody Overton, his first full year in a dirt late model for Dave Stein, TriStar Promotions. He's out of Thompson, Georgia, 97 at Rick Boom Briggs. Can he get his first national touring win tonight? He's out of Bear Lake, Pennsylvania in 99B.
And your final three starters will look like this. Starting inside of row 4, it's four-time Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion out of Jacksonville, Florida, the Hurricane Earl Pearson Jr. in the 46. And starting alongside a potential O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year contender here with the Lucas Oil Series in 2024. From Hanover, Pennsylvania, the 93 of Corey Lawler. James, your final starter. He left the ballpark. He drove back into the ballpark, and now he starts on the back of Penske Shock's heat number 1. It's Jackson Heiss out of Ocala, Florida, in the 388. 9 cars, 8 laps, and we're looking for 9 of them. Looks like Jackson Heiss may be a scratch for the rest of the night. He doesn't make the call. And as you said it, the winner of this one will start in the Victory Fuel flavored electrolyte water pole position for tonight's 60-lap, $25,000 to win General Tire Super Bowl of Racing finale.
Is tonight a possibility for an upset? When you look at these heat race lineups who are on the front row, you got that heat 4 with O'Neill and Thornton, but other than that, going to be interesting here.
Phone again. Hang on.
Yeah, and you go back to Thursday night, and a couple of guys that didn't play real nice, they're on the front row of this one. They had a little meet and greet in the pit area afterwards. At least some of their crew did. So we're going to see if they play nice here as the Dave Warren Power Sports yellow lights are turned out. The Brandon Ford pace truck pulls to the infield down the back straightaway. James out of turn number 4, bring us to the green flag for Penske Shock's heat number 1.
At the Nutrien Solutions start zone, the first of 6 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series heat races tonight. The top 3 advance. The winner is on the Victory Fuel pole.
All right, she's going to be home in like 5 minutes.
Okay.
And then I got to go out and meet her at the car, and then she's taking off for the evening. I'm going to eat my freaking submarine.
Into turn number 3.
I mean, the last few days, holy fuck have I ever been hungry.
I got like that last week. No matter what I ate, it wasn't enough.
Well, I get full, but then 2 hours later, ready to fucking go again.
And Cody Overton.
Alberson holds on to that third and final transfer, but Overton turning up the wick in the TriStar Engine and Machine 97 at the line. It's Alberson holding on to it. Out front, though, working lap 3. Garrett Smith has set sail over Ross Robinson.
Garrett Alberson, a good run here last night. As he goes into turn 3, back for his 3rd full season of duty here on the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Garrett Smith still leads Robinson, Alberson, Cody Overton, and Dale McDowell off at turn number 2. Garrett Smith looking good at car number 10.
Cody Overton's changed up his line. He's moved lower on the racetrack, trying to find a way around Garrett Alberson. He's got 4 laps to figure it out this time at the line. 4 down, 4 to go. It's been all Garrett Smith so far. Georgia leading the way over Delaware and New Mexico, with Georgia on the outside looking in, and Cody Overton, he rides back and forth.
How about the job again on this track? Grady Lloyd, one of the best in the business. Steve Stevenson, our promoter, doing a fabulous job here this weekend, and Garrett Smith looking good for that Victory Fuel pole in car number 10. $100,000 of fuels to go in Portsmouth, Ohio.
Yeah, if you've got one Lucas Oil win to your credit, that's a good one to have, James. The Dirt Track World Championship and a $100,000 payday.
All right, I'm going to pack this thing up for
the lead
now.
last time by was 1.4 seconds. This time at the line, 1.7 as Garrett Smith's got that number 10 on dig here tonight.
The Barons 1 lap to go.
For as much as you have cut, we could probably make a small field here to start.
Well, I think it's too small for a field, but I think it would be perfect. Like, and we'll have to mulch everything. We'll mulch the whole damn thing, because that way it'll kill every single stump and stuff too. But
why?
I was kind of thinking for like cow barn and chicken and shit like down the road.
Yeah, we could do that.
Because I think it's pretty small for a field.
My question is why mulch everything when we can just plow it?
Because plowing won't kill the tree stumps.
Well, we have that lumberjack mod that we can just cut them with the...
Well, yeah, but
with our chainsaws.
Why have to get out every 3 feet and, chainsaw it and everything else? It doesn't matter, one way or the other.
You want to run a load of wood?
No, I gotta jump off. She's gonna be home in like 3 minutes. I'm gonna have dinner and I'll be back. Probably like an hour.
Okay.
45 minutes to an hour. Are you still gonna be around?
Yeah, I should be.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna jump out of there. If that guy, I hope he comes into the Discord. I'm gonna stay in the Discord.
Okay.
Just so hopefully he'll see the 2 people in here and he'll jump right in. That link in my Discord
On the outside of him will be Daniel Adam.
In
Rookie of the Year contender, the 75 at away.
general chat, there's a link. It's the last message. That link should bring him to download the zip file that has all the mods and the map.
Okay.
8 cars, 8 laps. This is some
So if he happens to show up, he said he'd be home in an hour or two, so we'll see. But I'll be back 45 minutes or an hour. Just gonna sit and watch TV for a half hour and eat my dinner.
Okay.
All right, see you in a bit.
Okay.
Everybody on the outside, they've always parked on the outside. I mean, I don't know, it took us about an hour and a half to get out of the pits last night. There's so many people in the pits, and all these cars here, there are people everywhere. All right, Mikey Marler. Looking to run again the full-time tour this year in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, hooking up with Greg Bruning, Skyline Motorsports, Tanner English. He hopes to get back on the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series tour as well. 2020 Rookie of the Year. And then, of course, you have Brandon Shepard and Dalton Wilson in row number 2. The winner starts inside row 2. Top 3 advance here in Summit Racing Equipment Heat number 2 at the Nutrient Ag Solutions Start Zone. Ben Shelton, we are underway.
Marler and English on the loud pedal. 8 laps the distance. Top 3 to the main event. Marler takes him off in 1 and 2. 3 wide from a second spot. That might not work. Hang on, Tanner English hard into the turn 1 and 2 wall. And that BMF race car, you got to think that was a good chance to bend a clip on the back of that thing, as he will draw the Dave Warren Power Sports caution. And James, that was a hard hit for the driver out of Benton, Kentucky. Oh, man, you hate to see that. As they are checking on him. He's moving around in the cockpit. He's got his helmet off. But tough break for the Viper Risk Management entry. And getting word he is okay up there, James. You see him climbing out of the race car. He is not real happy, but he is okay. As he's going to get out and take a look at that race car. And, man, tough hit up there.
He's not even going to look, is he? He knows it. He's going to go 3 wide into turn 1, entering the corner. And we'll show you here on the replay here on MAV TV on Flow Racing as English checks out the car.
Well, they come to the green flag, got to turn 4, and it's all good right now. But when they got off into the corner, chaos broke loose. Marler gets a great start, and Dalton Wilson and Brandon Shepard and Tanner English, and a little bit of a tail whip maybe from the 18D of Dalton Wilson. Just 3 cars going for the same piece of real estate, and bad break for Tanner English. That's Sean and Lisa Martin, number 96. And he's kind of walking down. He's letting know who he thinks the champ is. Tells him good job. I think it was very sarcastic, but we'll pretend like it wasn't, as that car will go off on the hook. And James didn't have the best of luck back on Thursday night, and tonight, not the run he needed. Now, we talked about it. Officially 12 points events, actually 11 after we rained one out last night. Only your best 6 count. Yes, do you want to leave here and not have a good points night and be putting all your eggs into the basket for the last 3 tracks? No, you don't.
Right.
But you can do it. You still got a chance,
right.
and that is a beauty of the way the points work for Speed Weeks for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
And, of course, the top 14 last year all had perfect attendance, so they will be eligible for provisionals and emergency provisionals as well through Speed Weeks, through the Golden Isles, the second trip here coming up next month. But still gives you a shot here. I like that. It's been, I think, 9 the last couple of years.
Yeah.
We always have a rain out or 2, so hopefully we got that out of our system.
Hopefully that was the last one. And
right.
We sure don't need to have an East. We don't want to rain out at Ocala or Alltech, but man, with just 6 to go at East Bay, we definitely don't want to give one of those up. So hopefully we've had our only rain out we're going to have. As James, we're going to be off tomorrow and Monday, but then Tuesday and Wednesday, Ocala Speedway. They've made a lot of changes over their new name, new surface. Looking forward to that. And then next Friday and Saturday will be at Alltech Raceway. And then, of course, the week after that, Monday through Saturday, last 6 VLIN Winter Nationals events at East Bay Raceway Park.
And then back here, Golden Isles on the 23rd and 24th of February with the High Limit Sprint Car Series, 10,000 to win on Friday night, 20,000 on Saturday night.
So, James, if you're under 16 years old, you cannot be driving a motorcycle or a side-by-side. If you're under 16, you cannot be doing that, and there's roughly 8,000 side-by-sides in the pit area. So,
at least. So the Dave Warren Power Sports first caution of the night is for the Benton, Kentucky driver, the 2020 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Rookie of the Year.
Man, that was a hard lick, James. Yeah, I hate to see that.
That wall's not very tall either, as we saw Jackson Heiss go out of here back in qualifying. So hopefully Tanner English, they may have to roll out the backup car. All right, here we go. We're going to go green on the Nutrient Ag Solutions restart zone. No laps in the books here in Summit Racing Equipment, heat number 2 with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, Ben.
And now to be Marlar and Shepard, your front row as they come to the green flag, and we'll see if turns 1 and 2 go better. Marlar a good start, Shepard a good start. Man, this racetrack's faster tonight. Marlar to the lead, Wilson in second, but here comes Sheppy down the back straightaway.
The hoist B5, Randall Edwards on the crew chief, the defending dirt track world champion as Wilson slides up the track. Down the straightaway, coming on the bottom. Here comes Dennis Erb Jr.
Wilson's got the third spot. Erb's right there with him out front. Marlar's set sail. They had a Vic Hill engine back in on Thursday night. Said it was lapped out, though, so they put in a Clements here tonight, and he's letting her eat around the top side of this 4/10 mile oval. And he's got a solid lead right now over Brandon Shepard, 1.1 seconds with 2 laps down, 6 to go, James.
Mike Marlar, reason he's going to run the series, he was going to come to a lot of them races anyway in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. And you're running for over a $1 million point fund, $200,000 to win the championship. The only driver to win the Lucas Oil Knoxville Late Model Nationals 3 times. The Winfield, Tennessee driver down the back straightaway looking good.
Shepard in second. On your screen, though, the battle for third. Dalton Wilson coming into your living room in the 18th, 7th in last year's series standings. Dennis Erb Jr. is right there with him. That is the battle for the final transfer. James, we are halfway home. 4 down, 4 to go in Summit Racing Equipment Heat 2.
I was a little worried there in time trials. It looked like it might be streaking up top. But I tell you what, that looks good as the moisture is coming back up through there from top to bottom. Marlar continues to show the way. B-Shep trying to catch him down the main straightaway, 3 to go. There's the battle there between Dalton Wilson and Dennis Erb Jr. for the final transfer spot here in heat number 2.
This racetrack is so fast, and yeah, I think it bled back through a little bit. It definitely had got a lot slicker and blacker down 3 and 4. I think some of the narrow tires on the Enduros brought it back, the moisture back through. Right now, though, Jack Riggs out of the party. James Marlar down the back straightaway. He'll race back to the white flag.
1.6 seconds the advantage off of turn 4 for the veteran driver to Winfield, Tennessee. He will start inside row number 2. If he can go to the UNO8 scales and clear that out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, Ben.
Final time down the back straightaway, off into turns 3 and 4. Comfortable win here in Summit Racing Equipment for the Winfield Warrior, Mike Marlar in the 157. He heads off to the main event. He'll start third. He takes Brandon Shepard with him, and your third and final transfer will be Dalton Wilson with Dennis Erb Jr., Daniel Adam, Brendan Smith, Jack Riggs, Tanner English, all heading off to a B main here tonight.
3 will go to the UNO8 scales to make it official. So 3 more into the show. Earnhardt Technologies, heat number 3, as we roll this program right through. Again, $25,000 to win tonight. Want to make sure we get everything in for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. I know the 602, 604s, the mini late models, the Enduros, they're going to put on a great show as well as Shepard and then Dalton Wilson to make their way to the UNO8 scales, Ben.
So it's time now for Earnhardt Technologies heat number 3. Winner of this one will start 5th in the main event. 8 laps the distance. Top 3 are going to move off to the main event. It'll be Jonathan Davenport starting on the pole. 3-time series champion out of Blairsville, Georgia. 4th in last year's standings. The 49, and to his outside, the 111 of Max Blair out of Centerville, Pennsylvania. Last year's O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year in the 111.
Pretty good heat race, isn't it?
It's a lot of good cars in
Tim
this
McCready, 2-time Lucas Oil champion. Benny's out of Watertown, New York, the Paler Motorsports car. And Brandon Overton has dominated here the last couple of years. He's out of Evans, Georgia, the Wells & Sons Motorsports 76.
Starting inside of row 3, made the move to this car after the Dirt Track World Championship last year. Spencer Hughes out of Meridian, Mississippi in the 19M. And to his outside, up-and-coming young talent out of Rincon, Georgia, it'll be Hayden Cowan in the 214.
On row be Jason Riggs. He's out of College Grove, Tennessee, the 81. And Bob Gardner, Washington, Illinois, his hometown, in the 4G cars. You see the crews making their way to the infield in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. Who could we get if we'd have to do a Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit report in the heat?
Well, by the feature, I'm going to be down there, and Michael Rigsby's actually up here with us. He's going to be joining you for the MAV TV, the tape delayed portion for the MAV TV network. And, yeah, I'm more concerned about how I'm going to get to the infield as I look at this. I think people don't realize how much it rained on Thursday and how it rained on Friday.
Oh, wow.
And Tiffany's taking swings at me in our ear. But, hey, how about the front row of this one? 75 career Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series wins on the front row. The pole sitter has 74 of them, though. But Max Blair alongside got his first ever win last year at Lernerville during the Firecracker.
Yeah, the new team for him, Centerline Motorsports, coming out of the crate ranks in their first year in a Super Late Model. Blair will be back running with us. Last year's O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year. Man, McCready and Overton. Only 3 is going to advance out of this as 8 cars start. Earnhardt Technologies, heat number 3 at the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Jonathan Davenport and Max Blair at the Nutrient Ag Solutions start zone.
And in the Nutrient Ag Solutions start zone, the Nutrient Ag Solutions 40 not brings to McGree, but he's got company. Here comes McCready to the inside. Blair will step to the outside of McCready, out of 2, down the back straightaway. Blair over the cushion, hang on to it, Max. He arcs and sparks off the backstretch wall and somehow saves it, but he'll fall back to 5th. Lap number 1 out front. Wow. It's going to be Jonathan Davenport. You got your money's worth out of lap 1, James.
Side by side for second as they go into turn number 1 between McCready and the 76er Brandon Overton. He'll duel it out down the back straightaway as Davenport pulls away. Off at turn 4, Overton working that bottom. They slide out of 4. Who's going to get second? Give it to Brandon Overton.
Wow, at the line, Overton by 100th of a second over McCready. McCready now battles back to the outside, out of 2 down the back straightaway. That's a heck of a battle right now for position 2, and they got a straightaway over 4th place runner Max Blair. As Overton to second, McCready back to 3rd. Davenport leads the way. James, how did Max Blair save it on lap 1?
I don't know, but how about that A-race the other night with Shepard and Davenport dueled it outside by side for most of the race. Overton to McCready, a good show there. And now Overton, can he catch Jonathan Davenport? Off of turn 4, down the straightaway, halfway here at heat number 3.
We are 4 down, 4 to go, and the winner of this one will start 5th in tonight's main event. Davenport setting sail. He was second back on Thursday night, and that might be the happiest I've seen Jonathan Davenport at Speed Weeks in a long time. I think he knows he's got a really good race car in 2024.
Yeah, did not get off to a good start last year. Wound up 4th in the final championship points run as they come out of turn number 2. Brandon Overton second, McCready, Blair, and Riggs. Boy, Max Blair, I mean, he got up there and got that quarter panel on the wall and cut across there. And a great job of driving by everybody involved in missing.
Meanwhile, Jonathan Davenport works down the back straight. We're working lap number 7. Brandon Overton last time by 1.2 seconds back. They race back to the white flag out of turn 4. One more time around the speedway here in Earnhardt Technologies Heat 3.
Terrence 1 to go lap. 3 of the best in the business in dirt late model racing. Jonathan Davenport, Brandon Overton, and Tim McCready. They stay that way. They'll move to the big 25K to win race here tonight.
Off turn number 4, the winner of Earnhardt Technologies Group Heat 3, Jonathan Davenport out of Blairsville, Georgia. Second will go to Brandon Overton out of Evans, Georgia. And New York's Tim McCready in 3rd. Pennsylvania's Max Blair in 4th with Jason Riggs, Spencer Hughes, Hayden Cowan, and Bob Gardner rounding out your field. Your 3rd and final transfer in Earnhardt Technologies Group Heat 3 out of Watertown, New York. It'll be Tim McCready. Second to Evans, Georgia driver Brandon Overton with 76. And your winner out of Blairsville, Georgia, Jonathan Davenport, the Nutrient Ag Solutions, Fast Shafts, Donna Grove Seat, Lucas Oil Products, ASC Warranty, Mark Martin Automotive Group, Mega Plumbing of the Carolinas, Midwest Sheet Metal. And he's got a Clements Power Plant under the hood of the Longhorn here tonight. He'll go after his 75th career win from the 5th starting spot. James, it's time for Simpson Race Products Heat number 4 for the outside front row.
Absolutely. And on the pole will be the defending Lucas Oil Late 100 Series National Champion, the reigning World 100 winner. Thursday night's winner will be Hudson O'Neal, the Valvoline Rocket number 1 out of Martinsville, Indiana. And the Big River Steel SSI Motorsports, Hoker Trucking, Coltman Farms 20 RT. Out of Martinsville, Indiana, it'll be Ricky Thornton Jr.
Row number 2 is going to look like this on the inside. Out of Brandon, Florida, the 40B, Kyle Bronson into his outside. The 14 Junior, last year's Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series Rookie of the Year from St. Augustine, Florida, it's Trey Mills.
Row 3 will be Matt Cosner, the driver. He's out of Ridgely, West Virginia. The 66C in Turbo, Tyler Erb, the number 1. And the best performance entry out of New Waverly, Texas.
Your last 2 starters will be the Skyline Motorsports, number 16 of Tyler Bruning out of Decorah, Iowa. He'll start 7th. Into his outside from Lebanon, Missouri, Brennan Willard and the Willard Quarries, number 3. 8 cars here in Simpson Race Products Heat 4. And again, James, the all-important front row starting spot, outside front row. Who is going to join Garrett Smith outside front row? Huddy got it done back on Thursday night, and right now he's trying to give himself a really good starting spot tonight. But you got RTJ alongside. All these heat races are stacked. It just says a lot about the caliber of competition here this weekend.
Get them on that main event. We'll have 2 B mains tonight. We'll take the top 2, and we'll settle up on provisionals after that. By the way, coming up after the 6th Lucas Oil Heat Race, 602 B mains. 602 B mains drivers, be ready to go. Bronson had a good run the other night.
He did.
Failed the droop rule, and well, he didn't fail it, but he was off by how much he
was.
3/4
of an inch.
And it moved him back a row, and he still won the heat race over Dale McDowell. And a good run here for Bronson the other night.
Well, and of course, Bronson, his uncle Wayne Hammond, and Brandon Ford, they sponsor our pace truck. It pulls to the infield, right. And leading the way in the junior, 8 laps. Winner gets outside front row for the night's 60-lapper.
At the Nutrient Ag Solutions start zone, we are underway. The 4th heat of the night, a pivotal 4th heat race into turn 1.
Oh,
Two of the
Thornton gets a
best
good
in the
start.
Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Ricky Thornton Jr. and Hudson O'Neal down the back straightaway into turn 3.
The SSI Motorsports 20 RT leads the way over the Rocket 1 Racing number 1. Lap 1 to Thornton Jr., second to Huddy, third. Here comes Turbo. He'll take the spot from Bronson.
How about Turbo? Tyler Erb. Last year's Gateway Dirt Nationals winner back in 2022. Meanwhile, Thornton trying to track down the win here for the outside of the front row. Here comes O'Neal. O'Neal got his 25th win in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series here on Thursday night. Thornton entered last year with 5 wins, right? 5 wins.
Yes,
won
sir.
23 times, 28 now. Unbelievable. There's the battle. Good battle for the lead. Good battle for third and fourth, Ben.
Yeah, man, I tell you, racetrack's really coming to life. They're starting to use a lot more of it. Huddy is right there with Thornton, but Thornton's doing what he's got to do. Meanwhile, Tyler Erb sits in third. Back and forth, it's Bronson. In the 5th spot, Matt Cosner, Trey Mills, Tyler Bruning, and Brennan Willard round out your field. James, at the line, we're halfway home. 4 down, 4 to go.
Hudson O'Neal trying to win 3 in a row. He won last Saturday night at Volusia. Then he won here on Thursday night. Down the back straightaway, Ricky Thornton Jr. coming off that Chili Bowl. Did not make it, but he had a good run there as they come out of turn number 4. Down the straightaway, O'Neal has a beat on him at turn 1, Ben Shelton.
Yeah, Huddy actually took about a 10th off of RTJ's lead that time by, but down the back straightaway, catching him and passing him, as our friend Dustin Jarrett would say, 2 different things. Back in third, it's Tyler Erb. 4th is Bronson, and the battle's heating up for the lead with 2 to go.
Almost. It is a car length into turn 1. They'll have the Barretts 1 lap to go next time around. O'Neal briefly pulled to the inside of Thornton. Is he setting him up, Ben, here? As they'll head to the white flag, as Thornton now protects the turf through the middle of the field out of turn 4.
The Barons wanted to go white flag in the air, and Thornton a good run as he'll stretch it off into turns 1 and 2. Out of turn 2 down the back straightaway, Ricky Thornton Jr., your leader here in Simpson Race Products 4, off into turns 3 and 4 for the outside front row here tonight. Who's it going to be? Out of Martinsville, Indiana, both of them, but it's going to be Ricky Thornton Jr. taking the win. Fellow resident of Indiana is going to be Hudson O'Neal. He'll go in second, and third out of New Waverly, Texas, Tyler Erb, Kyle Bronson, Matt Cosner, Trey Mills, Tyler Bruning, and Brennan Willard head off to the B main.
Good run by Tyler Erb. Started in 6th, got up to 3rd. It'll go to the UNH scales. UNOH scales to make it official. Tyler Erb grabbing 3rd, 2nd, Hudson O'Neal. And there's your winner, the 20 RT, Ricky Thornton Jr. In that Hoker Trucking, Big River Steel, Coltman Farms, 20 RT, Clements Powered, Longhorn for Todd and Vicky Burns. SSI Motorsports out of Morgantown, Indiana.
James, it's now time for Lucas Oil Heat number 5. Winner of this one will start 5th here tonight. And a driver that was a heat race winner back on Thursday, trying to keep the magic alive here tonight. Out of Newport, Tennessee, 4-time series champion, the 20 of the Newport Nightmare, Jimmy Owens. And to his outside, this young man's been impressive so far this weekend. Out of Jupiter, Florida, in car 6, it's Clay Harris.
Donald McIntosh and Billy Hicks's double nickel 79. He's out of Dawsonville, Georgia. Drake Troutman looking to make a run in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year chase out of Heinemann, Pennsylvania in the 17.
Starting inside of row 3, New London, North Carolina, is Carson Brown, the 15-year-old in the 28B, and to his outside, out of Lebanon, Missouri, an O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year contender this year, a 5-time Mars champion, a 2-time Lucas Oil MLRA champion. It's Tony Jackson Jr. in the 25.
What can Brian Shirley do in that Team Zero Bloomquist car? He starts inside row 4 out of Chatham, Illinois, and Stephen Roberts in the 111 out of Sylvester, Georgia, here in Lucas Oil Heat number 5. Owens was impressive the other night. He ran in the top 3 for a long time, ended up in 6th. And Clay Harris made his first Lucas Oil A main. He'd only been once, and that was at the East Bay reopening, if you recall. And he was in a crate car that night.
Now, he looks strong. There's a lot of young talent in this one. We talked about Clay Harris. You got Drake Troutman out there in this one, Carson Brown, and Donald McIntosh. Who would have thought we'd be to a point where McIntosh is a veteran now? But you got all these young kids coming into the sport, James. Well, we have turned out the Dave Warren Power Sports yellow lights. This is Lucas Oil Heat Race number 5. We'll come to the green flag in the Nutrien Ag Solutions start zone off turn 4.
Brandon Ford Pacetrack makes his way to the infield. 4-time series champion, 80 career wins, Jimmy Owens. Clay Harris on the outside. We are underway at the Nutrien Ag Solutions start zone in the Lucas Oil Late 100 Series. Heat number 5 here at Golden Isles.
Jimmy Owens second all-time on the all-time winning list. Oh, hang on, Stephen Roberts, 4-wheel free slot. That's going to draw a Dave Warren Power Sports caution flag on the speedway. We'll rack them and stack them and try it again, as that is not going to work. So get them lined back up. Bad break there as we saw the 111 of Stephen Roberts go around.
Remember Owens a year ago had that Longhorn out here and got in that wreck and messed it up, didn't he? and then they went back to rockets and all that, but Owens trying to give it a run.
Owens got his first ever Schaefer's Oil Southern Nationals title last year, too. 4-time winner last year. As we will try it again in the Nutrient Ag Solutions start zone, it's Jimmy Owens, Clay Harris, looking good, coming to the green flag off turn 4. This is Lucas Oil Heat 5. We're underway.
Kurt Owens, his brother, crew chief, and on that number 20 car. Jimmy Owens, Vic Hill Power Plant under the hood, down the back straightaway. You saw Vic in the pits, right?
I did.
He could change that motor by himself, couldn't he? He's like, turn 4 comes Donald McIntosh on the bottom, down the straightaway. How about Donald McIntosh?
How about right now? Out front, you got a Rocket leading the way over a double nickel race car as they work out a 2 down the back straightaway. And the Billy Hicks Racing entry up to second. Back in third, Clay Harris. But out front, it is all Jimmy Owens. And Carson Brown will draw the Dave Warren Power Sports caution as he spins it out over in turn number 2. And James, we've already seen as many Dave Warren Power Sports cautions in this one as we've had the rest of the night combined so far.
So Carson Brown, flat left front tire, makes it back to the pit area in that 28 car.
All right, so we're going to see the Flow Racing instant replay, and I think Stephen Roberts may have been correlated to this one as whoop, ooh, little right side romance there, as our buddy Jerry Van Sickle would say, and Carson Brown goes around, kisses the tire at the bottom of turn number 2.
Did we get, yes, we got 1 lap in the books. We'll go Delaware double file restart. Since we're in the South Dixie double file restart, how about Donald McIntosh back with Billy Hicks? And I know they had talked, there might be a possibility after Speed Weeks, they might decide to run this.
I know Donald would love to.
Yes.
And you know what?
Billy Hicks said, hey, I'm getting up in age, and before I quit, we want to do a national tour again. Wouldn't it be great to have Jimmy Owens back?
Oh, it would be very cool to have all those guys. And shout out to Benji Hicks, Billy Hicks' nephew, builds those double nickel race cars. And right now, McIntosh has got it in a transfer spot. Don't look now, though. Clay Harris gets a great restart, and he's going to peek a nose to the outside of McIntosh. Good battle for second. Out of 2 down the back straightaway as they chase Jimmy Owens. And how about that? Clay Harris up to second.
I tell you, Brian Green, he is awesome as a crew chief. As they come out of turn number 4 in Brian Green's car, Clay Harris goes to second in car number 6. Troutman running in 4th as we've got 2 laps. Is it 2 laps in the books here in heat number 5?
2 in the books. They come around to complete lap number 3. And Jimmy Owens right now. James, the way the track is racing down in 3 and 4 reminds me of Pittsburgh a little bit, where it gets really wide and they skate through there. You got a little bit of more of a cushion down in 1 and 2, but 3 and 4, it is slick pretty much to the wall.
I tell you, Jimmy Owens, this is vintage Jimmy Owens here. He was the dirt draft hot lap fastest car the other night. And right now, looking to start on the outside of row number 2 here tonight. Again, the second all-time winningest driver in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. And Jimmy Owens, a first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. Down the straightaway, looking good here tonight.
Yeah, he's chomping on the gum here tonight. He got a hot dog after he won a heat race on Thursday night. He might get some nachos tonight, see if that's the key to victory lane. Meanwhile, behind them, Clay Harris sits in the second spot, and we briefly saw McIntosh look to the inside, couldn't quite get there. James, this time by 2 to go, and Owens is checked out and gone.
This is his kind of track.
I
mean, it's slick from top to bottom. It's not hammered down. It's not have a big 12-foot cushion. As he goes into turn number 3, and he has looked better than just about anybody else here tonight in a heat race at the Barrett's. 1 to go for Jimmy Owens.
Final time around the speedway for the Kohler Motorsports number 20. Clay Harris about to make it out of the heat for the second night in a row. And back in third, McIntosh looks good. Shirley's battling back and forth with Troutman, but an eternity in front of them. The checkered flag is out. The winner of Lucas Oil Heat 5, Jimmy Owens in the 20. Second will go to Clay Harris, the Florida driver, in the 6. Donald McIntosh, the Georgia driver, comes home in 3rd. Then it'll be Drake Troutman, followed across the line by Brian Shirley. They'll head off to the B main along with Tony Jackson Jr. and Stephen Roberts. So coming up in the 3rd spot out of Dawsonville, Georgia, Donald McIntosh in the 79. Second will go to Clay Harris out of Jupiter, Florida, in the 6. And your winner out of Newport, Tennessee, the Kohler Motorsports, Reese Monument Company, Tim Short Automotive Group, Ramirez Motorsports, Capital Waste, Georgia Arms Ammunition, Redline Oil, Midwest Sheet Metal, all sponsors on that Vic Hill-powered rocket chassis for Jimmy Owens. Last year, James, he didn't go to Lucas Oil Victory Lane. He's going to try to change that here tonight, though.
Yeah, that ended the streak, 16 years in a row he had won it. I won a race in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt. 602B main drivers start making way to the staging area. All right, there's no 602B mains. Fair enough. Just roll right in here, won't we?
I mean, just keep it rolling. All right, let's get set for Lucas Oil Heat Race number 6. And you know what? The 602s, don't get ready for those B mains. We're going to race all of you. How about those apples?
We're going to put them all in the feature. I think 27 or 29 of them. Hey, I love it. And Lucas Oil Heat number 6, Benji. It'll be Devin Moran, the 99, last year's runner-up in the Lucas Oil Series out of Dresden, Ohio. And Chris Smoky Madden, the 44, out of Great Court, South Carolina.
There's only a couple people who call me Benji, and one I'm standing behind you, and Michael Rigsby and you. I'll let it go, James. I'll let it slide. Now everybody's going to call me Benji. I shouldn't have said that. Row 2 will be Will Harrington out of Hawkinsville, Georgia. We're having a good time with the 14X. The 19R of Ryan Gustin out of Marshalltown, Iowa.
Blair Nodorf. He's out of Ritter, South Dakota in 76. And Mark Whitener in the 5 out of Middleburg, Florida.
And your final starters will be Dylan McCowan, last year's Lucas Oil MLRA Rookie of the Year out of Urbana, Missouri in the 8. And the 174 of Ethan Dotson, the mod graduate out of Bakersfield, California. And I tell you what, we can't wait for Tuesday at Ocala. Dustin Jarrett, he's going to be back with us. He'll be 1,000,000% by then. And DJ,
1,000,000%.
we know you're watching. We know it's eating you alive to be, but we cannot wait to have you back on Tuesday, brother.
We miss you and love you.
Yes, sir.
I heard him call you that a couple of times.
He does, but he stole that from Rigsby. I blame Rigsby. I blame Rigsby.
Well, Troy Aikman has a ride behind me, so he'll be doing my color commentary here on the broadcast. We come out of turn 4. It is at the Nutrient Solutions start zone. Devin Moran and Chris Madden into turn 1.
Oh, my goodness. As Moran's going to let it slip up, but to his outside. Here comes Madden, and Madden, a monster head of steam. He'll take him off into 3 and 4. Lucas Oil Heat Race 6. Who's going to lead lap number 1? Drag race back to the line, and it's going to be Chris Madden.
I tell you, this racetrack is getting a lot sportier as we go through the night. Chris Madden, 18 career wins in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Down the back straightaway, that Dry Dean 44 over the Big River Steel Lazy Days RV 99. Good battle up at turn 4, Ben at the line.
Yeah, it continues to be Madden, but I tell you what, Moran's throwing everything but the kitchen sink at him. Back in 3rd, it continues to be Ryan Gustin. He didn't have a great run back on Thursday night, but he's looking pretty good right now. And Blair Nodorf looking pretty sporty. He sits in 4th. He's pedaling as fast as he can, trying to get to Gustin. James, 3 in the books, 5 to go, and it's Smokey leading the way.
The Ice Bowl winner, Ryan Gustin for Todd Cooney Motorsports, a team based in Des Moines, Iowa, down the back straight with the Marshalltown, Iowa driver. Winner at East Bay last year. Meanwhile, it's still Madden, about 4 or 5 car lengths off at turn 4 down the main straightaway at the halfway mark in the final heat of the night for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
Tell you what, as Moran gives a little bit away that time off at 2, but Chris Madden, he had the Drew puck explode back on Thursday night. He knew something wasn't right. He pulled off, called it a night. Right now, though, they've got that car rolling, and as you said, tonight he would go after his 19th career Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series a win as he works down the back straightaway, and he has got a second advantage right now over Devin Moran, and at the line, 2 laps remain.
Kind of looked like Patrick Mahomes' helmet a few weeks ago, right? It was so cold in Kansas City, it just exploded as they come out into Madden with the lead. Looking good. And the final heat of the night, we'll add 18 will be in the show. We'll have 2 B-mains. And the Barrett's 1 to go goes to the Dryden 44 Durham powered Longhorn of Chris Madden out of turn 2.
Chris Madden down the back straightaway for the final time. Off into turns 3 and 4 here in Lucas Oil Heat Race number 6. He's going to pick up the win in Heat 6. He'll start 6th in tonight's 60-lap main event. Chris Madden wins Lucas Oil Heat 6. Coming home in 2nd, Devin Moran. 3rd and final transfer, Ryan Gustin, Blair Nodorf, Mark Whitener, Will Harrington, Ethan Dotson, and Dylan McCowan head off to B main action. As taking your 3rd and final transfer, it's Ryan Gustin out of Marshalltown, Iowa, in the Todd Cooney Motorsports 19R. 2nd, the Double Down Motorsports entry out of Dresden, Ohio. It's Devin Moran in the 99. And you're a winner out of Gaffney, South Carolina, the Henderson Amusement, Franklin Enterprises, Millwood Plumbing, Dryden Engine Oil and Greases, Worley Monument, Penske Shocks, Davis Diesel Service, and VP. Durham Powered Longhorn for Chris Smoky Madden. 2nd in last year's Outlaw standings, 9 wins last year. And he will start. He had 1 Lucas Oil win last year. And I'll tell you what, real quick, we're going to step aside, thank some marketing partners, and we're going to go straight into B-Main action here tonight. The General Tire Super Bowl of Racing from Golden Isle Speedway, MAV TV on Flow Racing. We'll be right back.
Dave Poske's Performance Parts has been serving the Ohio River Valley and racers from all across the country since 1978, and they are the home to Hoosier Tire, Ohio Valley, and Octane Race Products. Stop in and shop all of the nation's top brands, including Winners Performance, Willwood Brakes, Stein Shocks, Hyperco Springs, Maxima Race Oils, Impact Safety Equipment, along with hundreds of others. You can also visit Dave Poskey's Performance Parts online at Poskey.com as we ship UPS and truck freight daily. Dave Poskey's Performance Parts, serving the Ohio River Valley and racers all across the country since 1978.
General Tire delivers.
More than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has been solving some of the most difficult mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial industries. From our original Core 4 products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering, stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, we have now developed over 400 custom products to help solve some of the world's toughest mechanical issues. Go to lucasoil.com to see what we have in store for you. Lucas Oil, it works.
Every race matters for the Big River Steel Chase for the Championship, presented by ARP. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series competitors will battle it out at every race for a chance to win the Series Championship and a record total points fund payout of over $1 million. 4 drivers will battle for the Series Championship at the season finale to determine the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion.
The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is brought to you by E3 Spark Plugs. What are you running? By Protect the Harvest. Keep American traditions alive for future generations. And by Lucas Oil. Keep that engine alive. James Essex, Ben Shelton back here.
Hey, you ready to go to my mom's?
Well, I can't go today. I have to mow. It's probably going to take all day.
Well, that's too bad. Don't work too hard.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it.
Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit DixieChopper.com.
Hey, hon. Yard looks great.
At Big River Steel, we've always been known as innovators. We dared to make new rules as the world's first flex mill, including supplying the auto and electrical industries with steels that other mills just can't, all while showing what it means to be a sustainable steelmaker. We're proud to be the world's first and only LEED-certified steel production facility. Now, as part of U.S. Steel, we're committed to making steels that are best for all. You could say, it's the innovator in us.
Welcome back to Golden Isle Speedway, the General Tire Super Bowl of Racing tonight with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series and a bevy of local divisions. But up first, we are going to have the B-Main action for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Fast Shafts B-Main number 1. 10 laps will be the distance. Top 2 move on. And James, if you're not eligible for provisional or emergency provisional, you're going to hope for another night to get a good points night while you're down south at the 2024 Speed Weeks. Let's go ahead and talk about who's going to be starting where in this one. In Fast Shafts B-Main number 1, your front row is going to look like this. Out of Evans, Georgia, in car 97, it'll be Cody Overton. And to his outside in the 28, Dennis Erb Jr. out of Carpentersville, Illinois.
Last year's O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year will be Max Blair. He's in the Centerline Motorsports 111 out of Centerville, Pennsylvania. And Dale McDowell, the Shane McDowell Racing Easy Go 17M. He's out of Chickamauga, Georgia.
Row number 3, O'Reilly Auto Part Rookie of the Year contender out of Wade, North Carolina, a 75 of Daniel Adam. And to his outside, Jason Riggs out of College Grove, Tennessee in the 81.
Four-time series champion Earl Pearson Jr., the Jason Round entry. He's out of Jacksonville, Florida. And Brendan Smith, the 17 SS. He's out of Dade City, Florida.
Sliding back to row number 5 and the JCM Motorsports number 19M, it's Spencer Hughes from Causeyville, Mississippi, into his outside from Bear Lake, Pennsylvania. Back on the Lucas Oil Tour in 2024, it's Boom Briggs.
Pair of young guns make up row 6. It'll be Jack Riggs. He's out of Nolensville, Tennessee in the 81. Jay and Hayden Cowan in the Rum Runner 214 out of Rincon, Georgia.
Row 7 out of Hanover, Pennsylvania, Corey Lawler in the 93 into his outside. We'll see if he got it back together after hard contact with a wall. That's scheduled to be Benton, Kentucky's Tanner English in the 96V.
And Bob Gardner, Washington, Illinois, his hometown, the 4G, and Jackson Heiss. We've not seen him since his qualifying episode there in Turn 4. He's out of Ocala, Florida.
So 16 cars, if they can all make it. I suspect one or two of the drivers may be just kicking the can down the road, and they'll try to Ocala come up Tuesday. But I tell you what, James, it is a beautiful night here tonight as we get set for these 2 B mains. I understand they may have a little bit of track prep after these Bs. Then we'll have 604 Bs, and then we'll go straight into the 60-lap, 25,000 to win main event tonight for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. And I tell you what, let's talk about this upcoming Speed Week schedule. Tiffany, if you have that down in the production truck, we'll talk about what's coming up, James. As we said, tomorrow on Monday, we're going to be off, but Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm excited to get back to Ocala Speedway. They're really doing a lot of things there. And Ocala, never any shortage of excitement at that place. And we're going to be there on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then on Thursday, there'll be a practice session over at All-Tech Raceway. That will not be on Flow Racing. But on Friday and Saturday, 2 big shows over there. And All-Tech, James, that's one of those places where you have a tendency to not only have a surprise winner, but somebody come from deep in the pack and go to Lucas Oil Victory Lane.
Or you could have Kyle Larson win by 16 seconds like he did a few
Some of those guys are still trying to finish that race that he won back in 2021, I think. And then
the final,
East Bay Raceway Park. James, you got to promise me, February 5th through 10th.
Yep.
What is the Vegas number? 3.5 times you cry is the over and the under. How many times?
Well, we go back in October for the grand finale, a pair of 5s and a 50. But, yeah, the final Winter Nationals for Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, February 5th through the 10th. Hey, come on down. I know there's a lot of – I don't know where they're going to put everybody. Do you?
It's going to be pretty
It's going to be
pretty
a ton
packed.
of cars and a ton of people. All the action will be live here on MAV TV on Flow Racing. And then we'll be back here February 22nd through the 24th with the High Limit Sprint Cars.
That's right. Brad Sweet and Kyle Larson bring their Sprint Car Series in, and the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series part of that as well. And I understand the plan right now. I think Larson is going to run a late model and sprint car throughout that weekend. So Kyle couldn't be here this weekend, but he was a winner a year ago last night in thrilling fashion. He won, and then he crashed, and we all gave him a hard time about it. But it was a heck of a race last year. So, yeah, check that out, lucasdirt.com. And I tell you what, Flow Racing as a whole, those races will all be MAV TV on Flow Racing. There's so much coming up during Speed Weeks on Flow Racing. And now you can get a monthly subscription. You can get a yearly subscription. You've got different options. And there's so much going on down here. As we're going to talk about some of the things coming up in addition to Lucas Oil Dirt Series for the next month. The Short Track Super Series, I love Brad Mayo and the gang. They got a great deal going February 6th through 10th. You'll be able to check them out. Drag racing, little straight line action. The Pro Superstars Shootout February 8th through 10th. USAC Winter Dirt Games February 9th through 17th. And my buddy Brian Holbert's going to be on the call on a lot of those. Yep. And then, of course, we talked about the High Limit Series. They're going to be at East Bay on February 12th and 13th. And then they'll join the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Just an amazing set of racing here. And that's just the taste of what's to come over the next month. And I think roughly 2,000 races now on Flow Racing. Monthly or annual, get those subscriptions. I think $159 a year, man. You can't go wrong with that for all the racing that you get. And again, tonight's event is going to be tape delayed for airing on the MAV TV Motorsports Network. And the first of 13 events this year. And, of course, James, all 13 of those events part of the Brandon Ford TV Challenge. Big shout-out to Wayne Hammond and the gang. $22,000 spread among the top 3 performers in those 13 TV races. And $15,000 to the winner, $5,000 for second, $2,000 for third.
And then you have the Arizona Sports Shirts Crown Jewel Cup. 14 races that pay $30,000 or more to win. And how about the back half of that with all these $50K to wins topped up by Eldora, Tony Stewart's House of Power there. at Eldora Speedway, Rossburg, Ohio. $100,000 to win the Dirt Track World Championship. And there's a lot of guys looking at this. They're looking at this money. And it's how do you not run this, right?
Well, there's so much. And again, everybody's running a business. They got to make the decisions that are best for them.
Right.
And I tell you what, in lieu of what we talked about, Tiffany, I'm going to put him on the spot and bring Michael Rigsby in right now, and we're going to unmute him. Michael, you're going to make your MAV TV debut tonight because our buddy Dustin Jarrett a little bit under the weather, but up here checking things out and on behalf of Flow Racing, everything happening down here at Speed Weeks, I think you're more fired up than anybody for everything that's going on.
There's a lot of talk of Dustin Jarrett coming back, but we don't know. My performance might be so good tonight, guys, that we elect to not have Dustin Jarrett back on the air. Have we ever considered that?
You could be so bad that not fully recovered Dustin Jarrett's back on lap 30 of the feature tonight. We've actually brought him
he
in.
He might be out here as this B-Main rolls on the track by lap 5. I'll just say really quickly, if you're a Flow Racing subscriber, it is the best time. And if you're not, you can't be watching right now, but if you are, tell your friends to get a subscription. 2,000 races, been that Pro Superstar Shootout. Don't sleep on that drag race.
Yeah.
The best drag racing guys in the world, guys and gals in the world, will be competing that.
That's at Bradenton, right?
Bradenton,
Yes.
Florida, just south of East Bay James. We can go drag racing in the morning and Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series action at night.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Hey, we wanna
babies
give
all the day long. Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to our marketing director, Wayne Castleberry. And you guys, everybody knows what's going on with him. Been battling cancer in the last year, and final treatments next week. And I know he wanted to come out here. He only lives 45 minutes from here, but I know he's watching, and I thank you for everything that you do, Wayne.
Now, Wayne works really hard, and, we love you, brother. We're a family. We all got you. So he's done a great job. He's lined up a lot of great marketing partners, a lot of fresh faces this year. We see the Dave Warren Power Sports yellow lights on around the Speedway. Of course, we've got the Buzz electric bikes, and we're going to be giving away from Castleberry right on cue. So it's a note. We're going to be giving away from Buzz electric bikes throughout the year. You can be able to register both at our events and online to win a Buzz electric bike, and also a Segway from Dave Warren Power Sports. Head down to the Midway, the UNOH Lucas Oil booth to sign up, or we'll tell you how to do it online a little bit later. Right now, though, James, it's time for Fast Shafts B-Main 1, 10 laps, top 2, move on, and we're in the Nutrient Ag Services start zone in turn 4. Green flag is out, and we're underway.
Cody Overton and Deserve Jr. fire down the main straightaway. Here comes Blair on the bottom. Now, Blair will have a provisional based on last year's points as they head down the back straightaway. Right now, in this B-Main, cars not already in based on last year's points. Max Blair, Earl Pearson Jr., Spencer Hughes, and Boone Briggs.
Lap number 1 is going to go to Cody Overton. I tell you what, Cody's figuring out the super ranks early in the season right now. He leads the way. Max Blair sits in second, but here comes Dennis Erb Jr. in the 28. And the 28 is trying to get that final transfer spot away from Blair. Your top 3 get tighter and tighter. 2 down, 10 to go, and it's Cody Overton leading the way.
Dennis Erb Jr., a top 10 here on Thursday night. Good battle there. Max Blair started on the outside row of his heat race, got up against the wall, and that cost him a transfer spot out of the heat race. But right now, that Centerline Motorsports team, first year in a super late model for that team, looking good right now with Max Blair piloting that car. Robbie Blair is dad, the crew chief.
Well, Blair had to use a provisional back on Thursday. He doesn't want one tonight, but Erb wants him to use one. Dennis Erb comes after Blair through turns 3 and 4. Blair holds the spot. They all chase Cody Overton, and at the line, Max Blair by 0.2 of a second over Dennis Erb Jr. for that final transfer. Meanwhile, behind them, it's Dale McDowell, and the Hall of Famer in danger of missing the show tonight. He rides back and forth.
Remember Blair and Boone Briggs, his car owner a year ago, they had some difficulty here in the early stages of Speed Weeks here at Golden Isles, but right now Max Blair out at turn number 2. Last year's O'Reilly Auto Parts top rookies, and at turn 3, Erb all over him. But right now, Cody Overton, in his first full year in a super late model, he'd been driving for Bruce King Racing last year. That was close. There might have been rubbing in down the front straightaway, but Overton has the lead. Cody Overton down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Overton better be happy he's out where he's at, because it's been heated for second, and Erb lost a lot of ground after it looked like him and Blair may have made a little bit of contact off 3 and 4. Now Erb's closing back in. Dennis Erb Jr. seems to have the faster car, but Max has driven a smart race, James, and he holds on to that final transfer.
Well, Dennis Erb Jr. now. Dale McDowell down the back straightaway. Dale McDowell has a run into turn number 3. See what Mac Daddy can do, but it's all Cody Overton, younger brother of Brandon, who's already in the show. Still a top battle there for second spot. We've got 2 to go. The Barretts, 1 lap to go coming up.
Down the back straightaway, Cody Overton, a 1.7 second advantage. Blair's got second. Herb and McDowell closing in. They're running out of time as the Barons 1 to goes out. Final time around the speedway for Cody Overton.
And the Herb Jr. Dale McDowell, they do not have provisionals. They will try to make it in out of turn number 2. Max Blair. Dennis Herb Jr. trying to hold him up, but it's all Cody Overton in the Dave Stein TriStar Promotions 97, your winner here in B-Main number 1, brought to you by Fast Shafts.
Coming home in the second and final transfer, it'll be Max Blair, third to Herb Jr., McDowell, Adam, Pearson, Cowan, Riggs, Hughes, and Waller round out your top 10. So just like that, Fast Shafts B-Main number 1 is in the books. Max Blair, your second and final transfer out of Centerville, Pennsylvania. And your winner, coming to us out of Evans, Georgia, Cody Overton, the Motley TriStar Engine and Transmission, Speedway Motor, Shaw Trucking, VP Racing Fuels, Boswell Oil, Clements Power, Rocket XR1, a 12-time winner last year. He will start 19th in the main event here tonight. As James, it is now time for UNOH B-Main number 2.
One more preliminary to go for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Give thanks to the great folks at UNOH. Don't forget about that scholarship by Longhorn Chassis, UNOH, unoh.edu. It'll be Kyle Bronson, the 40B, a top 10 here Thursday. He's out of Brandon, Florida, and Drake Troutman, the 70 out of Heinemann, PA. On the outside of row 1.
Row number 2 will be Blair Nodorf out of Renner, South Dakota, a 76, and to his outside, the 66C of Matt Cosner out of Ridgely, West Virginia.
The Bob and Lisa Cullen Team 0 Bloomquist car to be the 3S. It'll be Brian Shirley out of Chatham, Illinois, and the Magic Man Mark Whitener, the 5 out of Middleburg, Florida.
Row 4 is Trey Mills coming to us out of St. Augustine, Florida, and the 14 Junior, the 111R, Stephen Roberts out of Sylvester, Georgia.
The new ride for Will Harrington's and a Barry Rod icon. He's out of Hawkinsville, Georgia, the 14X, and Tyler Bruting, the Skyline Motorsports 16 out of Decorah, Iowa.
Row 6 will be Tony Jackson Jr. out of Lebanon, Missouri, and the 25 and the 174 of Ethan Dotson out of Bakersfield, California.
And your final 3 starters will be Brennan Willard out of Lebanon, Missouri, and 3 Carson Brown, the 28B out of New London, North Carolina, and Dylan McCowan, the number 8 out of Urbana, Missouri. So right now, as far as last year's points provisionals, Pearson, Hughes, Boom would be an emergency, so we'll see how that all stacks up. And, of course, this year's points, for those that have paid the loyalty program, right now that would be Troutman and Tony Jackson. Now, that's all unofficial until it becomes official.
Yeah, and again, these guys, we saw the other night, Ethan Dotson had the opportunity for an emergency provisional and elected not to take it. And the way the emergency provisional works, you have to get past the start money for the main event to get to a point where you make any money. So if you think that you might be able to get some other good finishes throughout the year, then, you know, throughout the speed weeks, and with only your best 6 counting, you might say, you know what, I'm just going to save it for another day.
Right. Right.
So we'll
we're off the next couple of nights.
As you see, Shane Clanton, a Capital Race Car Team down there, and Clanton's on his phone right now, checking things out. And, of course, the new owner of Capital Race Cars.
Congratulations, yes.
Christopher Jaco down there with him. And, you know, I talked to him yesterday, and he said, you know, Tony Jackson Jr., the challenge is going to be a lot of new places that they're going to this year. They got a lot that they've got to figure out along the way. But just keeping the team morale up, because, you know, there's going to be struggles as you go. It is a different mindset, James, to see the 25 on the side of Tony Jackson Jr.'s race car, because you're so used to the 56.
Right. And there you see standing there, Joe Gotze, grandson of course, the Hall of Famer Ray Gotze. He is the crew chief. And, of course, his longtime relationship with Tony Jackson Jr. down there when Joe drove for Roth Motorsports.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, it's a big family.
Yeah,
you never know who's going to land where as the last of the teams make their way into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit.
So we've got 2 more to go in the show, then we'll settle up on provisionals here in the UNOH B-Main number 2. Again, if you're a young man, young woman, want to get involved in racing, UNOH.edu, they've got that scholarship available courtesy of Longhorn Chassis. Just go there, and just an absolutely great school. We've got a lot of, there's always race teams been looking for help, and we've had a lot of students over the last few years from UNOH.
Yeah, there's so
come
many.
on board the teams.
And I love what UNOH does for the sport. You know, and they're working with Longhorn for some internships and things like that, and just so many. You know, the cool thing is you see UNOH, and they have some house car programs, but, you know, even if you don't get to be one of the drivers, you go up there and you learn something. And every one of these teams, you're right, every one of these teams is looking for help. And all the time people reach out, and they're like, hey, man, how do I get a job in racing? I said, look, all these teams are looking, but I'm going to be honest, it's not the most glamorous thing in the world. You got to work hard, and early on, you're probably not going to make hardly any money. But if you want it, you can make it happen. Well, why not jumpstart that and go to UNOH? You learn the tools of a trade. You can start out with a little bit more money than you may have made otherwise and make a difference with a team. And just a major shout-out and thanks to them for all they do to support this series.
Wouldn't it be a dream? You're 20 years old. You're not married. You don't have a family. Living the life.
You're out here doing it.
But it's not as glamorous as you think, but you're having fun.
And you know what we talk about? You come out and you work with these teams. I look at, like, Garrett Alberson. He was out on the road with Earl Pearson Jr. for several years. He earned his way up through. Over in the sprint car ranks, God rest his soul, Jason Johnson, stepped away from sprint car racing for a while to work on Steve Kinser's pit crew, and then he came back and ended up being a national championship caliber driver. If you want to put the work in, there is opportunities, and UNOH really helps these teams.
Steve Kinser, Doug Wolfgang here at Knoxville.
It's your best Doug Clark impression, isn't it?
Love Doug Clark.
The 10
We'll
tops.
probably see him at Houston's, right? He was flagging in turn 2 at Houston's last year.
Yeah, and his son's up there on the flags.
He'll be. We'll see him in Knoxville coming up in the month of September.
What a legend, Doug Clark. What a legend.
Just the greatest drivers' meetings because it's the rules.
Yeah, that's my. Why do you do that? Because it's the rules. Well, James, the day 4 and Power Sports cautions are out. Caution is out, senor. It has turned out it'll be Kyle Bronson, Drake Troutman, Florida, and Pennsylvania tonight in Georgia. This is UNOH B Main number 2.
Nutrient Ag Solutions start zone. Only the top 2 will advance. They come down the main straightaway. Bronson a top 10 here Thursday. Troutman at a top 12 as they come out at turn number 2. Down the back straightaway in the Floridian has the lead at Kyle Bronson.
Hang on to it, Troutman. He got over the cushion a little bit. Car shoved on him, and Shirley's going to shoot by, and now Troutman's got his hands full. That car might not be what he needs out of this one. Out front, though, Bronson does lead the way, James, as you said. And how about Nodorf looking really good in the form of Blair in the 76 out of turn 2?
Yeah, Brian Shirley had a good qualifying time here on Thursday, but he did not go to the scales. And right now, trying to make it in here. He's been behind the 8 ball here the last 2 nights. Right now in 4th, Troutman run Shirley 4th as Troutman is Bruning trying to make it up through there. Bruning had a hard hit here the other night.
He did.
But they've got that car back running here. Marlar, his teammate, in the show already here tonight.
Out front, Kyle Bronson leads the way last time by, as actually leads the way about 2 car lengths over Nodorf. And back in the 3rd spot, it's Shirley. Shirley losing ground to your top 2. In the 4th spot, it's Troutman. In position number 5, it is Matt Cosner as we work off of turn number 4. It's been all Kyle Bronson so far with 4 down, 6 to go.
How about Blair Nodorf right now, the South Dakota driver? Kyle Bronson down the back straightaway. Tanner Birdwell turning the wrenches again on that 40B car. Former I-80 Silver Dollar Nationals winner, still his biggest win of his career. It's in turn number 1 as the laps wind down in this final preliminary of the night.
2-car breakaway out front. If you're Kyle Bronson or Blair Nodorf, you want to see this one stay green. You want no part of a caution in this one to give anybody a shot to take a transfer spot away as they work off of turn at number 4. 4 laps remain, and there'd be Will Harrington calling it a night, man. It's been a tough weekend for that team. They'll try it again next week. Out front, though, it continues to be Bronson leading the way. Nodorf in 2nd, Shirley in 3rd. Back and forth, it's Troutman. Bruning rounds out your top 5.
Raymond Florida driver out of turn number 2. He can't wait to get down the East Base, at his own run at his home track here, coming up for the final time in the Winter Nationals out of turn 4. Continues to show the way. While Brian Shirley, pressure from Troutman, but that's for 3rd and 4th right now. It's Bronson and Nodorf in the transfer spots.
Kyle Bronson in the Longhorn here this weekend. We'll see the white flag off turn number 4, final time around the speedway, and he's got over a half a straightaway advantage over Blair Nodorf. Play again. That's a tough one. Blair Nodorf. Nodorf has a full straightaway over Brian Shirley. James final time into 3 and 4.
The Barons performance, 1 lap to go off of turn 4. Checkered flag is going to be out. Kyle Bronson's going to take the win. Blair Nodorf will make the show here tonight. Runs in 2nd.
Coming home in 3rd, Brian Shirley outside looking in with Drake Troutman at the line. Tyler Bruning rounds out your top 5 over Ethan Dotson, Matt Cosner, Mark Whitener, Tony Jackson Jr., Trey Mills, everybody else done for the night if they can't get a provisional. But in UNOH B Main number 2 out of Renner, South Dakota, Blair Nodorf, your 2nd and final transfer. And your winner out of Brandon, Florida, the Race Car Engineering, J&M Engine Transport Refrigeration, Borchers Equipment, Earnhardt Technologies. Bradco Environmental, Mullinex Recycling, all sponsors on that. Clements powered Longhorn for Kyle Brunson. He will chase his 6th career Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series feature win from the 20th starting spot. And just like that, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series prelims are in the books. Their feature grid is set. And we're going to bring Mr. Dwayne Keith back as we get set for 604 B mains, 604 late model B mains, looking for a couple of them before our Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series main event here tonight. All right, well, it looks like we're going to do just a little bit of track prep before we bring these two B mains out. So, James, we're going to step aside, thank some marketing partners, and when we come back here to the General Tire Super Bowl of Racing, we're going to get set for 2 604 late model B mains, then our main event. All right, scratch that. Right after the track prep, James, breaking news here in the booth. We will have the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series main event coming up next. So if you're here, go grab you something to eat or drink. If you're at home, go make you some popcorn, get you a Scooby snack. And when you come back, we're going to have 60 laps, $25,000 to win tonight for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the General Tire Super Bowl of Racing. You're watching it all. MAV TV on Flow Racing. We'll be right back.
The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is brought to you by General Tire. For whatever you do, General Tire delivers. By Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. And by Lucas Oil, keep that engine alive. James Essex, Michael Rigsby now joining us, along with Ben Shelton here as track work underway. Grady Lloyd out on the track. We're getting closer, Michael. 25,000 to win here tonight.
Yeah, it's a great way to finish this weekend off, right? It was a huge bummer that we lost last night, but I love the way that Lucas and everyone has elevated this finale of Golden Isles to 25,000 for a long time. These were a series of 10s or a trio of 10s. And look at, James, as these guys start scattering there, how many times in your career do you think you've seen four-wheelers or 20 pit bikes and guys watching this track prep that Grady Lloyd, the Lloyd family who's been here forever, is doing right now?
They must. Tiffany, you'll be okay. We have a monster truck fired up down here behind the grandstand area, and there you see Grady Lloyd here on the main straightaway. Now we do know there is weather on the way, so I mean that's no secret. So everybody's got 10 weather apps at least that go to each racetrack. So we're going to get through this as quickly as possible as far as this getting this track back ready as the water truck is back out. And we'll be ready for our starting lineup here in a little bit.
Yeah, you've got the noise that some of you may have heard in the background on those wild mics, as we call them, as the Premier Mega Truck Racing Series is coming here, James, in November. They have over 100 trucks here. That truck is loud when it starts up. Tiffany down in the trailer, Ben in the infield, and you up here all jumped a little bit when that truck started. But again, the Premier Mega Truck Racing Series, as it comes out on the racetrack right now, will be here in November.
We'll let Collinsworth rate this one on the PFF as far as...
I got to be honest with you, Mike. This truck's the 23rd ranked tackle. Well, look at that. Actually, these things are neat, by the way. These are very cool. They're not your typical sort of monster truck. They fly. These guys race on ovals, too, sometimes, which is really cool.
And I'm going to tell you guys, after coming down here in a Polaris Ranger or whatever we came down here, you need that to get to the infield. After all the rain the past 2 days, the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, it's a sippy hole down here, so we're going to try not to face plant, but that thing's got some power, guys.
Yeah, and I spoke with the guy that runs the series earlier, Joey. Listen to this thing. Oh, man. I think that's Joey, might be Joey in the truck tonight, but again, these guys back here in November. Steve Stevenson, the new owner and promoter, an Illinois guy, just like me.
Yeah.
He is super pumped about having this series that's really growing, I guess, down here in the Southeast back in November.
You better not get the banners dirty, though, right?
They said that they will have like 100 of those here in November. They should also have side-by-side races. They could have 100 of those as well.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? It took us about an hour and a half to get out of the pit area last night. I mean, they're parked everywhere. I don't know how many acres this is, Michael, but it's unbelievable. There's people parked all the way around the outside of this track.
You mentioned earlier, James, we're kind of in a little bit of a rush with some weather potentially on the way. Those 604B mains, telling me in the tower now, if we could have those 604B mains lined up immediately when the super late model feature is over, like in the chute, ready to go, going to try to get as far tonight as we can with those other classes. There's a lot of races tonight.
And we have one feature to make up from the other night after it started raining. I believe it was 604 rather, main event.
I did a quick count, by the way. I got 36 guys on pit bikes up there watching. Right now, there's 36 of them up there, and all they're roughly 34 different opinions would be my guess on what's happening with the racetrack.
So right now, 24 cars in the show. Right now, your provisionals, Lucas Oil provisionals, based on last year's points. Earl Pearson Jr. and Spencer Hughes will be. You want to take it to break for the first time? I was talking to Michael, but
I think he's testing my ability to take it to a commercial break, Tiffany, as we let the. No.
Okay, so the update on provisionals, of course, Lucas Oil provisionals based on last year's points. These are full provisionals, full pay, right? Earl Pearson Jr., Spencer Hughes, Emergency Boom Briggs. Then you have, based on this year's current points, those drivers that are paid into the loyalty program. That would be Drake Troutman, Daniel Adam, and Brian Shirley. 28 cars.
28-car starting field. How about this, James? We'll take it to break tonight with the dulcet sounds of this monster truck in the background. You're watching the Super Bowl of Racing from Golden Isle Speedway. Quick commercial break. We will be back right after this.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Not good.
Uh-oh.
I do not like this map.
Why?
I was driving the final load of wood.
Right.
Up to where I was dropping it off.
Mm-hmm.
The truck glitched, turned left, and disappeared. I cannot find it. I can't reset anything.
Oh, what the hell?
The truck's gone. Like, gone. Truck and trailer. Can't find it anywhere.
Holy nuts.
I had the plow. I wanted to reset the plow because I took it over and did a contract real quick.
Right.
And I jumped in the wood harvester over here and tried to reset the tractor and the plow back over here so I didn't have to drive it. Won't let me reset any vehicles.
Oh, what the hell?
And I know I have permissions because I looked.
Yeah.
And I mean I plowed and stumped this whole area here, but you're probably gonna have to roll back the server to get the truck to come back.
Oh man. Is it a map thing? It has to be a map thing.
Yeah, because I could do it on the other maps.
Yeah.
Now, that TRX truck or whatever.
Right.
I don't know if that's the map or the truck, but I believe it's the map because I've used that truck on several different maps and it never just disappeared for no reason.
Okay. Let's see. What's this? No, that's... Okay, well, let's... Hang on a second. Let's see. Oh, oops.
Is this map one of the guys' maps that we were on before?
No. No. Okay, that guy isn't back yet. Oh, it was Colette who messaged me. Oops.
It's freaking dangerous.
Yeah, the map we were playing on before, that was his most recent map. What's this one? This is Green, no, this is something Mountain. We were playing Green Valley, Nebraska before, weren't we? I think we were. Hang on, let me look.
Yeah, we were.
I think so. Yeah, it's the one. Yeah, that's his most recent of that specific map maker. Darn. Finding getting into the forestry a bit. January 21st. Chilliwack 4X. Not Chilliwack BC. I don't know. Well, we can always go back to our other map. That's easy.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know.
Welcome back here to Golden Isle Speedway.
Like, did we like the other map? We've kind of got it flipped.
Yeah, we do.
Given there a while back, so you see the
Pardon me.
track
But we could always, I don't know. Well, I don't know.
$25,000 to win in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. For you folks watching at home here on MAV TV on Flow Racing,
I don't know.
as we will begin our MAV
There's
TV
just not a lot of
here tonight.
4X
We'll be right
map.
back with you here
We
live.
always do the Wild West, but that's a 16 times map. That's the size of the Yukon.
We'll be right back.
If we get our third guy, that wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, but until he shows up and we find out, you know, where he's at, and I don't know. We can always, I don't know. Did you like the other map?
I did at first, but like you said, it's kind of wore out.
Yeah.
What about that Texas map?
Oh, it's 16 times. And
Oh, is it?
roads, yeah, and the roads don't show up on the mini map.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about that Oklahoma map?
Yeah, I'm glad you let me come up here and join you,
Oklahoma
James. I've
map.
had
Which
this
one's
long
that?
career in dirt late model racing. I've never got to
Were we
work
playing that
with you
before?
I don't think.
so this is exciting.
Oh, we were
It's
playing
a
up
great
in
place to
Upper
do it, right?
Mississippi River
We're
Valley
gonna talk a
before.
lot about East Bay going away next week, but this place has become just as much of a staple.
When we open
for 20 years now here in South Georgia.
the map we were just on, whatever it was called,
Yeah.
he has a list of his other maps on there.
Yeah, but they're all older.
Okay.
Every time he comes
Yeah,
here, he says,
that's his most recent one from just last year.
members at Golden Isle Speedway. He said it's true.
What about that one I sent you in text message? Did you look at that one at all?
I didn't know.
For family members of the 76.
What's the name of that?
Let me look.
We had a rain out here last night. They've done a great job. Grady Lloyd does
Is it a 4X map?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's. I think a few people have said, and I agree.
What's the name of it? I can see if I can find a.
Racing heat
Monteith, Iowa. Monteith, Iowa.
T-E-I-T-H, Iowa.
MON. T as in Tony. E-I-T as in Tony H.
Brandon Overton last year's.
That's the one that he was doing a snowplowing contract on.
Thursday night, 49 entered here tonight, so we had 6 heats and the 2B mains. And we settled up, we'll start 28 cars.
And it's PC only.
Let's take a look at some of these tracks.
Yeah, well, anything bigger than one times is PC only.
Iterations over the years. It is currently
No, I don't want to download it yet.
It opened all the way back in 1967, and James, this place has been black oil. It's been a 5/8 mile. It's been a half mile. It's been a 3/8 mile. But I think they've settled on this current sort of Charlotte Motor Speedway-like size-wise configuration at Golden Isles right now.
One time several years ago, they had a sheriff's deputy with a radar gun about 175 miles an hour down the straightaway. That seems unfathomable in dirt track racing, but it was a fact here. This baby was oil-based and hammered down, but they've done a great job here over the years of getting this
New
track
map
to where it is
preview.
tonight. There's a lot of great racing. 2 and 3 wide easily.
Rick Eckert, who's here helping Ross Robinson this weekend, he would say that you can almost
size it is.
pop out of the car. They were going so fast back in the day. That orange 24, Ray Vest said it scared him
DR modding.
back in the day, watching him and Steve Francis go 170+ mile an hour around here.
I know Earl Pearson Jr. talked about it as well. This is basically a home race for him just down the road in Jacksonville, Florida, and he's got a lot of family and friends as well here this weekend.
Ben Shelby
Oh, it's
from
only in
Field,
beta.
member of our broadcast.
Oh, really?
Take it away.
Well, it has been the theme all 3 days here at Golden Isle Speedway this weekend. We are racing Mother Nature. Rain about an hour out, so they've moved up the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series feature. But before they did that, they've gone out, they've bladed the track from top to bottom. It's going to be a new racetrack for these competitors. 60 laps here is a long time. It's going to be an entertaining time. We're going to step aside, but when we come
A map
back,
a
it's
month?
gonna be main
Yeah,
event
fuck
Lucas
this
Oil
guy.
Late Model Dirt Series, $25,000 on the line.
That's about how long it takes us to get through a map, though.
And you're watching it all
He wants to make.
on MAV TV.
Oh, this is 5 months old. He wants to do, this guy who's made this map wants to create a map a month. Yeah, I'm not into that.
No, because he's not going to take his time on it. It's going to be crap.
Yeah, it's going to be glitchier than fuck. And God knows when there's going to be updates. Oh, you're in the house. Big deal. Fuck. Yeah, no thanks.
What?
No, just when you start that map, you're actually in the house.
No.
Because there's some houses you can actually... Well, do you remember when we played...
I think it was Yukon where we were in the house.
No, it was before. It was in 19. But that massive shed that we had...
Yeah.
You could go upstairs and there was all kinds of stuff. And yeah, there's some houses like that too, but... Nothing to do in there, like...
Does RGC have any new maps?
Fest 22, hang on a second. Well, his are all going to be 16x maps, right? I don't really want to get into the mining again.
No.
Because it's too much. Yukon Valley version 5, that's what we played before. Realistic gaming crew, yes. I don't have Facebook, so that's... Welcome to the new map makers. Argosy Gaming. What's this? Backcountry 4X. Who makes this? Download. FS22 Backcountry. Well, let me see if I can find a map review of Backcountry.
Sounds promising.
I don't know. I'm not holding my breath for these anymore. Let's see. Overview. 10 months ago. Okay. Oh, never mind your intro shit.
To the General Tire Super Bowl of Racing here from Golden Isle Speedway outside of Brunswick, Georgia. Here tonight, the Lucas Oil Late.
Oh, this is RGC.
James Essex along with Michael Rigsby.
There you go.
Shelton here tonight. And again, 28 cars.
Well, let's see.
Starting this 60-lap A main tonight.
Here, you want me to give you the link for this thing where he's going through the map?
Be on the podium here.
No, just check it out.
Absolutely
Okay.
spectacular shot of that facility.
You've been pretty good at picking them.
It's 20 minutes long. We'll see.
A lot of their facilities back in the day. Not that far of a haul, right up the interstate from Daytona to Brunswick, Georgia, and Waynesville here. So they've done a spectacular job the last 4 or 5 years putting this facility together, reshaping.
I do like RGC because he does make it realistic as he can.
Drivers we're looking at, James. Those guys need to be in staging. Those are crew guys, I hope.
The 10-minute call has expired, so they're finishing up with the lineup. One of the things we've noticed for you fans that are familiar with the Golden Isles, no burn barrels here tonight. So we had about 70, almost 80 degrees here this afternoon, Michael.
Yeah, it's warmest weather in the history of this event, and I feel very confident saying that, as I think we're getting ready to take a look at the starting lineup, James.
All right, on the Victory Fuel poll, it'll be former dirt track world champion, the number 10 out of Eatonton, Georgia. It'll be Garrett Smith. And on the outside, the 20 RT out of Martinsville, Indiana, Ricky Thornton Jr.
Row 2, Mike Marlar, who said he will run the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series this year, and a guy who's won an awful lot of Lucas Oil races from Newport, Tennessee, Jimmy Owens in Row 2.
3-time series champion. It'll be Jonathan Davenport. Michael, he's out of Blairsville, Georgia. And Chris Madden, He's out of Great Court, South Carolina, in car 44.
At row 4, I mentioned Ross Robinson, Rick Eckert helping him turn wrenches on the car this weekend, and outside him, Thursday night's winner, Hudson O'Neal, 2 Speed Weeks victories already this season.
Randall Edwards turning the wrenches on the B5. Defending dirt track world champion Brandon Shepard out of New Bern, Illinois.
Fuck.
And the youngster, how about Clay Harris? Makes his
wow.
Lucas Oil race of the weekend. He's out of Jupiter.
So this is what he's done is he's taken Yukon,
Okay.
shrunk it down to 4X,
King the last several
and
years, outside
ripped
him, Devin Moran,
every sell point off of the map.
Garrett Alberson, he drives the Roberts Racing 58, looking for
Holy
his first
fuck.
series win of his career, the 2022
You've got a
Rookie
buying point,
Tyler,
which
the number 1, another former Rookie of the Year. He's out of
isn't even a building, he says. Holy fuck. It's just...
You got Dalton Wilson from
Holy
Fayetteville, North
fuck.
Carolina in the 18.
Oh, man.
Donald McIntosh from Dawsonville, Georgia in the 79.
Two-time Lucas Oil
Yeah,
champion.
he changed the map a bit.
39 out of Watertown, New York, and Ryan Gustin and his new
No
team,
bridges.
City Motorsports. He's out of Marshalltown, Iowa, in the 19R.
Row 10 looks like this. The other Overton. He'll tell you the better Overton. Cody Overton in that 97 from Thompson, Georgia. And
Wow.
Kyle Bronson, former track owner here, promoter.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Just a few years ago.
There's not even roads on the fucking map. You're literally dropped off in the backcountry. Bang, there you go. Go fuck yourself.
You know what? That might be kind of fun.
Yeah, let me watch the rest of this.
Car 76 will start 26.
There's no
Number 12, a multi-time
sell
Lucas Oil
points, so
National
I don't
champion
understand.
Right up the road in Jacksonville, Florida. EPJ Earl Pearson Jr. in
You probably have to place them.
19M from Meridian, Mississippi.
Mm-hmm. But how do you make money to earn money to buy them?
Drake Troutman, hopefully a contender for the O'Reilly.
Let me watch this and see.
Okay.
See what he says.
Final row, the best looking green and black 75 since John Gill, Daniel Adam from Wade, North Carolina, and Squirrel Brian Shirley in the 3S.
All right, 60 laps, $25,000 to win. I guess we got to do picks, right?
It is time. It is time for picks.
Do
I'd
I
like to
let
be right
you,
tonight.
since this is your first MAF, it's your first MAF TV broadcast with me. Who's it going to be tonight?
This is a no-brainer. I was told I couldn't pick the front row, so they wouldn't let me. So I'm going to take the third row inside. Jonathan Davenport, got a quite confidence about him. I got JD in the 40.
75,000 trees on the map.
Well, I'm going to pick.
That should take care of your.
Not since 2000.
That'll freaking quench my need.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Tonight, he's going to have his 19th career Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series feature win from the 6th starting spot.
The last time Jimmy Owens won here was the reopening tour, Michael. May of 2020, when he went on to win the national title there here in the Lucas Oil Series. Jimmy Owens gets it done here tonight for Kohler Motorsports. He starts fourth.
Ah.
Tiffany in the truck.
Oh, it's all grid.
Marler, or Mike, I think all of
It's like no man's land. Like to buy them?
Yeah.
When I got just a hair on the other pick. It was James with Rocky.
Ah.
Somebody picked up.
There's a lot of them, but it's all grid.
Hudson O'Neal.
Oh,
Dustin
DJ,
Jarrett.
we're allowing DJ to pick from home. That's what threw me off a little bit.
I mean, we've never done grid.
He's already
fuck, that's
from home,
boring.
going, I can't wait to get back up in the booth, Rigsby. You're not holding it down with my good friend James Essex.
Each grid is $500,000 bucks.
And they'll be back with us hopefully at Ocala, right?
Yeah.
We told him he was upgraded to questionable per Adam Schefter this morning, but inevitably he was hit with a doubtful tag right before the game, and he had to stay in the VRBO tonight.
Has Shefty give us an update on Bill Belichick, where he will end up at?
No, but Brandon Shepard is 13th in the PFF rankings.
Oh, late breaking news here from the pit area, Michael Rigsby.
Yeah, Garrett Smith, wrong tire on the right front. Had a 3 on instead of a 2. Yes, and will be moved, it looks like, all the way to the tail of the field, James. Your pole sitter, Garrett Smith, former dirt track world champion, wrong tire in staging, moved all the way to the back of the field, which means Ricky Thornton Jr. inherits the pole, James.
He was scheduled to go outside front row, so that moves Mikey Marler to the outside. I've known Mike Marler since, the early 2000s, and It's always been Mikey. I was talking to Mike.
Be better if he didn't have background music playing.
Had a nice conversation with them. So
that's heartbreaking for Garrett, though, right? He's got one Lucas Oil win in his career. It could have been second here with the eyes of the world watching Speed Weeks. He's got to go all the way to the tail, James. That is a heartbreaker for the 10.
That's the rules, right? Well, the Brandon Ford pace truck will make its way to the infield here. We're going to give him a few laps around after coming out, grading the top off this racetrack. A lot of rain here last night, even though it was a short period of time. And when we got here this morning, there was still water standing out there. But Grady Lloyd, they've done a great job with this racetrack, and they've completely redone it. And again, we're battling the weather elements here tonight at Golden Isles, and had the pop-up shower here on Thursday.
Yeah, see, I don't understand this map at all. Because there's not a single sell point frame. You have to place your own sell points.
Said last night, locals who know the racetrack, if you would
I think you had to do that in No Man's Land too, if I recall.
I've never played No Man's Land. I didn't even like the idea of it. I don't know, because everything's just a generic fucking square. Ugh.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah. I don't really like it. Like, let's just go and play fucking Pac-Man, you know? Yeah, I'm not into that. Back Roads Country, FS22 map tour.
It's always kind of that stop on the way to Florida. Now you really
PS5. Fuck off. That means it's a one-times map. Fucking console bitches.
Right back here to, I guess we can call it wrap up Speed Weeks. It is after Daytona, but I'm excited to get back here with Brad Sweet and Kyle Larson, the sprint car guys.
And then we'll do it again coming up in October at Atomic Speedway, the Charlie Vest promoted facility in Chillicothe, Ohio. Make your plans now for that. You can check out our entire Lucas Oil schedule at lucasdirt.com.
Another 60 plus this year, James. And what is it? You've done 800, missed 4 in 20 years. I think it is
20 years, absolutely.
That one to go, it looks like.
Well, here we go. Nerves are getting, and again, nerves are getting there, my friend. And hey, if we lose the butterflies, then might as well do something else, right? But we're ready to go. Ricky Thornton Jr. now on the pole. Mike Marlar on the outside. As they come out of turn number 4 to conclude the General Tire Super Bowl of Racing here at Golden Isles. The General Tire Super Bowl of Racing. This is the Dixie Chopper Field Illusion.
Oh, fuck off. I ain't playing on no UK map.
Nah, not if we don't have to.
Nope.
Ricky Thornton Jr. has the lead. Mikey Marlar runs second in the 157.
Well.
Davenport third off of turn number 4. As they started back at the Nutrient Solutions start zone into turn number 1. Again, caution flags until 10 or less laps to go. Would be a Delaware double final restart.
That's a year ago.
Cars restart on the tail after a caution or red flag as Thornton continues to show the way in the Todd and Vicky Burns.
I don't know.
Motorsports 20 RT. Here comes Marlar through the middle in the 157. First full year driving for Greg Bruning. Skyline Motorsports. Out of Winfield, Tennessee. 3-time Lucas Oil Knoxville Late Model Nationals winner. Running in second with the driver who won.
Wish we had more people playing.
Ricky Thornton Jr.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
Because then we could, fucking jump back into the Yukon and, no one still wants to go and, they're into the mining. Fucking fill your boots. See ya. All things RGC. What's this?
To the bottom, as Ricky Thornton Jr. trying to protect it out of turn 4. Marlar has a run down the main straightaway. 6 laps in the record books here tonight as they come out of turn number 2. Again, they come off, they graded off the entire top of this racetrack as they go into turn 3. Out of 4, it's still Ricky Thornton Jr. showing the way. It's about 4 car lengths the advantage, and it's Davenport, O'Neill, Madden, Owens, Brandon Overton, Brandon Shepard, Devin Moran, and Ross Robinson. And right now, they're about to pick up the tail end of the field as they enter turn 1.
That's the Yukon. Okay, never mind.
With Ricky Thornton Jr. and Mike
RGC gold mining how-to. That's because people couldn't figure it out.
All weekend long.
Welcome to RGC mods. Yeah.
Books here tonight. They have picked up the tail end of the field. Marler takes it on the bottom. Down the back straightaway.
Top 10 maps for Farming Simulator. Who's this by? Oh, this Farm Sim guy. You go fuck yourself, you idiot. Fuck, I don't like him.
50 to go.
No, really like him, but at the same time, if he has good map suggestions.
Yeah, he does, because he befriends all the map makers, and when they release glitchy shit, he puts it in their video. I learned that back in FS19. Midwest USA. Did we play that one?
I don't think so. We played Wild West, didn't we?
No, we didn't play Wild West, because that's the one there where the roads don't show up on the mini map. Top 16 best maps. Let's see.
For the 20 RT in a turn 1. As they work on the 7. Possible O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year contender Drake Troutman, the Pennsylvania
3 weeks ago.
In a turn 3. Clean and green so
far. Alright, never mind your
14 here tonight.
Baggedy fucking intro music.
20 RT is led from the start. Look out, Nodorf gets a little sideways. Here comes Marler on the bottom. As Blair Nodorf got in there hot into turn 1, turned it a little bit sideways.
I think maps are extremely a personal thing, because I'm an English faggot. Fuck off.
14 last, make it 15 in the books. 45 to go, and there's $25,000 to win main event.
Oh, here we go. He's got a little index. I can just read off the fucking map names instead of having to listen to his fucking shitty fucking voice. Elk Mountain, we played that.
Yes, we did.
2 nights ago. Working the bottom in the 44. Off at turn 4, lap number 17. Books here tonight. And on the outside, O'Neill and Davenport. Working in a turn 1, Madden behind him in the spot number 5. That is Jimmy Owens.
I don't even know if these are 4X maps.
Runs 10th in the Dutch Star Motorsports number 7.
Alright, well I can...
Work lap 18. Thornton in a turn 1. Marler still about 2 car lengths back. There's Jimmy Owens now. Jimmy Owens running very well here this week. Will he return to the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series seeking a record 5th championship? Right now, Brandon Overton coming out of turn number 4. And meanwhile, Drake Troutman looks like he's a little bit off the pace in car 7. Does he have a tire going down? Drake Troutman may have a right rear tire going down as we stay green down the back straightaway. Troutman will slow going down the back straightaway. And will he be able to make it back into the pit area to the infield? Yes, he does.
Okay, Green Valley we've played.
Yes.
That's what we're on right now, isn't it?
I think.
No, we're on Green Mountain.
Green Mountain? Yeah.
Turn 4, Mike Marler still right there.
Oh, Green Valley is what we were on before.
Overton.
Green Valley, Nebraska. Yeah. Okay.
Right now,
hang on, close fucking 98 tabs.
Mike Marler looking for that opportunity. As your race leader, as 2 cars running side by side.
I do like that map.
Straight away into turn number 3.
Yeah, but we kind of beat it. I mean...
Lap 23.
Yeah.
With a 20 RT. The driver out of Martinsville, Indiana now. Now, which way will he go as Marler has a run out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway behind the 76 of Blair Nodorf. This might be Marler's chance if this thing stays green to capture the lead out of turn 4. He's still about 4 car lengths back. And again, McCready and Nodor still running side by side in front of your race leader, Ricky Thornton Jr.
And he's not even saying, because he's an English puke, he's not even saying what size the maps are.
Hudson O'Neill in car number 1 and Jonathan Davenport back third. Off at turn 4, those 2 go side by side. At the line, halfway. Davenport has that spot. Sporty battle there. Here comes Madden. 3-way tango there for the spot down the back straightaway. Davenport, O'Neill, and Madden. Meanwhile, it is still Ricky Thornton Jr. off at turn number 4. Turn 1. coming up next time in 5 more laps of this 60-lapper here at Golden Isles. Green flag racing so far here tonight off at turn 4. You know, Marlar's just waiting on that chance into turn 1. Out at turn number 2 down the back straightaway. There you see the battle back here between Davenport, O'Neill, and Madden. Right now, Overton running at 6th. Jimmy Owens is 7th. Shepard is 8th. 9th is Moran. 10th is Robinson. 11th is Tyler. But 12th runs Clay Harris. Coming up on the halfway mark. As they go down the main straightaway into turn 1. Is your race leader. It continues to be Ricky Thornton Jr. A career year in 2023. Into turn 3, Marlar right there. Mikey's cut it down to 2 car lengths. Here comes the battle for the lead out of turn number 4. At the halfway mark. 30 down, 30 to go. Ricky Thornton Jr. is led from the drop of the green flag. Down the back straightaway, Mike Marlar has not let him get away at all. It's been only mainly 4 car lengths have been the biggest deficit that Marlar has faced. Now Mikey Marlar swinging down to the bottom as we have Brian Shirley there in the 3 car. The final car in the lead lap down the back straightaway. Marlar will have a
playing
run.
an Italian map.
Mike Marlar looking for that opportunity. One slip up by Thornton here in traffic could be the difference here tonight if this thing stays green all of the way.
I wish he would show the BGAs for these fucking. I guess we can find them.
Length and a half into turn number 3. The veteran driver out of Winfield, Tennessee, off at turn 4 behind the 76 of Blair Nodorf. Davenport still is 3rd. O'Neill 4th. 5th is Madden. 6th is Brandon Overton. Then it's Brandon Shepard, Jimmy Owens, Devin Moran, Ross Robinson. A good run for the Delaware driver.
Do we want to play a map